So you want to change your bit on your Dremel or Dremel Lite or 4300 or 8220, doesn't matter. This should work for any standard Dremel that looks like this. First, make sure the tool is off, and technically you're supposed to unplug it or remove the battery for safety. You can then get your collet wrench that comes with every Dremel. If you lost it, just find one that fits. You then press and hold in the lock button so the shaft can spin, and use the wrench to loosen the black collet nut. I usually just do a turn or so to loosen it more with my fingers. You can then remove the bit and put in your new one, then tighten the nut with your fingers. Remember to keep holding down the lock button and then tighten a little more with the wrench just to make sure it's secure. You can then release the lock button and you're good to go. Sometimes the lock button won't go all the way in, so just twist a little and it should lock all the way in. You're also supposed to put the bits in as far as possible to minimize any unbalances, but as you can see, I prefer to keep about 1/8 of an inch of smooth shank at the base to make sure the collet is locked onto that and not the working portion of the bit. If they have a flare like this though, I usually just put them all the way in. Lots of models have this easy twist nose cap, which you can unscrew. That protruding metal is an integrated wrench, so you can unscrew it, line it up, loosen the collet nut, remove the bit, and then tighten on the new one without needing the black wrench. Just remember to screw on the nose cap all the way back down. If you're interested, the collet is the silver bit inside the black collet nut, so as you tighten the nut, it pushes the collet into the shaft and squeezes the collet around the bit, keeping the bit in place so it can spin with the shaft. If your bit isn't the standard 1/8 inch size, you might need a different collet size like these inside the black collet nut. Or you can just use a Dremel chuck, which fits 0 to 3.2 millimeter bits. Hand tighten it most of the way, put the bit in, hand tighten. Remember to keep holding the lock button down as you change bits, and then use the wrench at the base to tighten it until it's secure. The nose cap works too, but I prefer the wrench. If you've loosened the chuck but the bit isn't coming out, you can try pressing it in or out until it releases. Same thing for the normal collet nut. If you loosen it but it's stuck, take the whole thing off and push it back in or out until it releases. And finally, if you're watching this, you probably haven't used a Dremel before, so please read the operating and safety instructions of your tool. There's a lot of useful information in here that you might not find intuitive. Stay safe because this tool can hurt you. And feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, or check out my main channel for Dremel project ideas. See you next time.